When it comes to marketing strategies, they typically fall into two categories: inbound and outbound. In this video, we'll break down what those are, some examples of each, and the pros and cons of both strategies. Let's take a look. In the past, marketing consisted mostly of outbound strategies. They're what most people think of when they hear the word marketing. Outbound marketing consists of radio or TV commercials, pop-up ads, billboards, direct mail campaigns, newspaper ads or flyers, or cold calls, like telemarketing. It's also referred to as interruption marketing because you're interrupting your audience to deliver your message. Decades ago, this was a main method used by marketers and one of the few ways customers found out about new products or services. The idea behind it is to cover as large an audience as possible, even knowing that only a small percentage of viewers will actually care. When it comes to communication, outbound marketing is a one-way street. You talk directly to the consumer and tell them only what you want them to know. Instead of focusing on a small, dedicated segment of people, the message is intended to be as broad as possible, so you can reach a larger audience. And even though you can narrow your outbound marketing by targeting key demographics, these methods rarely address individual needs. In general, the success of outbound marketing correlates with how much you spend. Bigger budgets usually lead to more results. Although these tactics used to be effective, consumers today are so overwhelmed by ads that they've become increasingly better at blocking them out. Technological advances like caller ID, pop-up blockers, and commercial-free streaming services like satellite radio and Netflix have shrunk outbound marketing's effectiveness over the last decade or so. Even though it's the quickest way to reach a large audience, your return on investment tends to be very low and difficult to measure. Outbound marketing is still important, but there's another method that's taking its place. Inbound marketing has soared in popularity over the last several years, especially following the internet and smartphone revolution. This strategy focuses on drawing your customers in towards your brand without pushy sales tactics. It's much more subtle and incredibly effective. As a marketer, your goal is to identify the problems or pain points your customers face. Then you offer them solutions and guidance, usually with your content. When people go online and start looking for answers, your business is there to provide. If viewers like what you have to say, then you have a chance to convert them into leads and sales. For instance, if you're marketing cameras, consider questions people might have. You might offer articles or videos on how to take better pictures or how to edit those pictures. You could show different lighting techniques and honest product reviews and comparisons. When people search how to take better pictures, they find your content, and if they like what they see, they might search through your other pages, deciding your brand knows what it's doing and buy their next camera from you. At its heart, this is the main strategy behind inbound marketing and why it's so effective. By offering lots of valuable content for your audience, they start to actively seek out and hopefully purchase from you. It gives customers much more control over what they interact with and is generally a more pleasant experience. Inbound strategies include blogs, useful audio and visual content, an engaging social media campaign, strong SEO practices, and an email campaign that's based off of willing subscribers. Although inbound strategies aren't as simple as outbound, the return on investment is much higher. In fact, statistics indicate that inbound marketing costs about 60% less than outbound, generating nearly 3 times as many leads per dollar spent. In general, the success is tied to the quality of content you provide. The better it is, the better results you'll see. But inbound tactics still have their downsides. The biggest challenge you will face is that these tactics take much longer to see results, sometimes taking many months before you even notice a difference. It's also difficult to juggle all of the different platforms you need to cover, especially once you start generating a lot of content. With outbound marketing, you simply create ads and pay someone to run them. Magazines, radio stations, Google, whoever. But with inbound, there's a lot more time and effort that goes into it. For your marketing, you'll need to use a combination of both inbound and outbound methods. You need inbound marketing to sustain long-term growth and position your brand as an industry expert. It's also the best way to nurture leads, generate sales, and grow organically. It's where the focus of your marketing should be, and probably where you're going to spend most of your time. But you'll need to supplement it with outbound marketing as well. Outbound marketing puts you in front of a larger audience, and with online ad services allowing you to target specific demographics, it's still effective. If you're launching new products or services and you need feedback quickly, you might use outbound. Additionally, if you're marketing for a new business, you might need it to jumpstart your reach. You can also blend the two together. For example, if you have a uniquely great piece of content, like an in-depth webinar, video, or white paper, consider advertising it. You'll get your content in front of a lot of people, and if they like it, they'll start coming back. As consumers change their shopping behaviors over years, it's important to stay aware of what's working and what isn't. Changing technology means people spend more time researching than ever before. For For now, even though outbound methods are still important, developing your inbound marketing is a priority for your long-term success. It's like the line from the movie Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. Alright, now that we've covered inbound versus outbound, it's time to move on to the next section. Let's go.